Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and I'm from amandacrochets.com, and in this Crochet 101 tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the easy Suzette stitch. This stitch is also known as the Thicket stitch. So as you can see here, I have a few different examples that I made to show you. So this first one I made was using cotton yarn. Actually, all three of these are made using cotton yarn, but this is just what it looks like if you were to do two different colors in a striping pattern. And the Thicket stitch, or the Suzette stitch, to me is very similar to the blanket stitch because you do one less step with this Suzette stitch than you do with the blanket stitch. So I really like it a lot, and it provides lots of warmth and texture, and if you know me, you know that I like textured stitches. So this is what that looks like, and this is if you were to do, again, just a solid block of two different colors. And I think when you do a solid color, you can really see the texture and really see the stitch definition. And then as another example, I just did this multicolored yarn, and you can kind of see the stitch a little bit, but it's definitely more visible if you were to use a solid color yarn. Now I did use this stitch in a recent pattern, which you can find on my YouTube channel, and I will go ahead and link that below. And this is called my Winter Wonderland scarf. And I used Hobby Lobby I Love This yarn in the metallic white colorway, and as you can see here, I use that same stitch. So I've been a little bit obsessed with this stitch lately, and I will probably be making a blanket with it very soon. But this is the Winter Wonderland scarf. And like I said, you could see all those stitches and everything in it, and it's just a very nice and warm and cozy scarf. So let's get started with today's tutorial. So for today's tutorial, you're going to need a size H 5mm crochet hook, and you're going to need some yarn. I'm just going to use some Caron Simply Soft yarn. Now if you want to change up the yarn that you're using, then you can certainly do that. You can make this stitch with any yarn that you like. The only difference is I would look on your yarn label, and I would change up your hook size to match your yarn label. So for instance, the Caron Simply Soft recommends a US H8 or 5mm crochet hook, which is what I'm going to be using today. But if you wanted to use a thinner yarn or a different worsted weight yarn, or even a bulky weight yarn, you can certainly do that. Just change up your hook size. Okay, so you're going to start with your slip knot. And for the Suzette stitch, you just want to make an even number of chains. So that means you're just going to make any even number that you like, and you would be good to go. So because this is just a practice swatch tutorial, I am just going to make a chain of 20. So to make a chain, you're going to do yarn over your hook and insert your hook through that loop on your hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So now that you have your 20 chains, you are going to make a single crochet and a double crochet into the second chain from your hook. So the loop on your hook does not count, and you're going to count 2 chains from your hook. So this is going to be 1 and 2. And in order to count your chains, you're going to look for that V. So this is your first V right here, and this is your second V right here. So to make a single crochet, you're going to go in that second chain from your hook and insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, and that's your first single crochet. So next you're going to make a double crochet into that same chain space. So to make a double crochet, you're going to do yarn over your hook first, insert your hook into that same chain, yarn over, pull through 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and that is your double crochet. So next you're going to skip the next chain and you're going to work a single crochet and a double crochet in that next chain. So when you look at your work, you could see that you went through this chain, so you're going to skip this next one, and in the one after that you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to do a single crochet, and a double crochet, all in that same chain. Okay, and then you're just going to repeat this all the way across until you have 2 chains left. So again, you're going to skip the next chain, and in the chain after that you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. Okay, skip the next chain, and in the chain after that you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. Now when you work this stitch, you're going to notice, just like mine, that your work is going to be turning a little bit. Don't really worry about that. As you make more rows, your work will begin to lay flat again. So just remember, skip 1 chain, and in the chain after that work a single crochet and a double crochet. Okay, so when you get to the end, you should have 2 chains left. So now you're going to skip 1 chain, and in the very last chain you're just going to make a single crochet. Okay, so that is what your first row will look like. So to move on to row 2, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Then you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet in the very first stitch. So your very first stitch is going to be right here, and you're going to go into that stitch and you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. Next, you're going to skip the double crochet from the previous row, and you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet in the next single crochet. So that just simply means you're going to skip the next stitch, which is going to be right here, and this is your double crochet from the previous row. And then if you pull your work apart a little bit, this is going to be your single crochet. So this is the stitch that you're going to be working in, and this is a stitch that you're going to be skipping. So whenever you see a double crochet just like this right here, you're going to skip that, and you're always going to work in the single crochet, and you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet in that same single crochet stitch. Okay, so again, you're going to skip the next stitch, which is your double crochet. And in the stitch after that, you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. And then you're just going to repeat this all the way down again until you have 2 stitches left. So just remember, you're always going to skip your double crochet and you're always going to work into your single crochet stitch from the previous row. Okay, so now that you've come to the end, you should have 2 stitches left. So you have this stitch right here and this stitch right here. And you're going to skip this stitch, which is a double crochet, and you're going to follow the single crochet right here, and you're going to work 1 single crochet into that last stitch. So when you look at your work, your first row is going to be pointing this way to the right, and your second row is going to be pointing to the left. So they kind of offset each other a little bit. And like I said, to me, it's just a very easy stitch, and it's a very warm and thick stitch. So as I mentioned earlier in this video, this stitch reminds me of the blanket stitch. So with the blanket stitch, the only extra step that you would be doing is that you would be making a single crochet and 2 double crochets in that same chain or that same stitch. So that's why this stitch, the Suzette stitch or the Thicket stitch, it reminds me of that blanket stitch a lot. The only difference is you're making 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet versus 1 single crochet and 2 double crochets. So that's it for the rows. It's just a 1 row repeat, which is very nice and easy for beginners. So now you're just going to repeat row 2 over and over again for the pattern. And again, you can make this into a scarf, or you can make different projects with it. Again, I might be making a blanket with this stitch very soon. So again, just to repeat row 2, you're just going to chain 1 and turn, and in that very first stitch, which is right here, you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. You're going to skip that next stitch, which is your double crochet, and in the stitch after that, which is your single crochet, you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. So again, you're just going to repeat this over and over again. And if I show you one of my examples, this is what your stitch will look like. And again, you can change colors if you want. You can use a solid color. It's really up to you on what you want to do with this. But I absolutely love this stitch. And I hope you enjoy this stitch too. So thank you so much for joining me on how to make the easy Suzette or the Thicket stitch. I hope you give this stitch a try and you end up loving it just like I did. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see all future videos by me. And as always, if there's ever a video you would like me to make, please leave me a comment below. I love to hear from you. Alright everybody, happy crocheting and have a great day. Bye!